when you find the right people to work with, what does that feeling feel like for you, as opposed to the feeling of knowing who you shouldn't work with when you're creating an album?
I think creating with people you shouldn't work with makes the experience painful. Like, I mean, dreadfully painful. Like, get me out of here. This is terrible. Like, so 9 times out of 10, if it's people that I should be working with, I'm having a really good time.
Yeah.
And if I'm not having a good time, then I'm out of there. I'll cut the session short, and it's like, well, I think we got what we got here. So, yeah.
And when you find the people that you do want to work with, how do you make that work for you and for them? What needs to happen for that situation to keep evolving over a relationship, not just over one song? How do you approach making that, like you were saying with your guy that you've been working with for 10 years? How did that relationship evolve?
Well, it evolved when we were in college and we were broke and we didn't really have a lot to do but make music. So so now that things are kind of in a different situation, like I try to make sure that I take care of him, in other routes, like making sure he gets credit and people know that I'm not the only guy that's back here. Because a lot of times as the artist, as the front person, you get a lot of the respect and the kudos, but I'm always looking to build up my team. Like, without my team, there's nothing I can, like, I'm useless. Like, there's nothing I can do. I can only do so much. But when you put a solid team, when I'm able to say, okay, these are my 16 babies that I've made, and I can hand them over to you, and I know that when they come back, they're going to be maybe even better than I envisioned them.
That's incredible.
Like, you make sure that that person is taken care of in every way possible.
Yeah,
Because that's rare. That's very rare that can happen.
You're absolutely right.
And for people that are watching that are maybe have not got the context that the three of us seem to have found a groove in with the people that we work with, if you haven't got that, it's absolutely okay. These are not things that just appear out of nowhere. Finding your people is a process. Finding the people that you can work with, finding the people who you want to work with, should be something that you take the time to do. And if it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. Move on. You're just wasting time that you could be using to be creative in working with people because of the name that they have, because of the money that they've got, because of the connections they have. What we're creating is art, and you can't force that process.